Well, hello everybody, and I suppose I should say welcome back to Robert's Train Set. So, I've enjoyed my breakaway, and I did actually expect it to be a lot longer than it's going to be. But a little bit of history. When I started Robert's Train Set up on the dining room table many years ago, I managed to get motivated by watching a YouTube video, and that showed me how the hobby had progressed. And I've got to say that another video has got me to where I am now. So I don't think I'm going to be doing as many videos as I have been in the past. I did quite enjoy not having to worry about it, not trying to get one out every week or every couple of weeks, so there might be more delay between, but I'm hoping that you'll enjoy what I'm about to undertake. And as you saw from the thumbnail, back to basics. So the first part of this back to basics is this. So if I swing the camera around slowly, I've got two enormous boxes that have come from separate suppliers. So what's in this? So basically I'm not going to tell you, because the first thing I need to do is, if you can see my finger, is clear this shelf behind me of all the stuff that's on there. And until I do that, I can't use what's in these boxes. So I'll get back to you when that's been completed. So there we are. And you'll very soon see why I need it. I put all the stuff in these tubs on a new shelf. So everyone, an hour and a bit's work, and as you saw, that shelf was as clear as it was when I started that model railway. And the video I watched to get me into this was made by Paul's Railway Models, which I thank him for doing the video. I don't think my wallet will, but there we are. So if I stand to one side and aim this camera down a bit, you'll see what he did a video on and what I'm about to start playing with, really. So let's do that. So there we are, and if I pan in a little bit, it's that, and that's why the shelf has been cleared. Oh, that's a bit close, isn't it? Right, let's move this camera and we'll have a bit more of a look at this, shall we? So my usual picture of it on the sofa, and you can see how big it is. And inside, yeah, lots of protection. It seemed okay, not bad at all. And lurking in the bottom is our set. But I did have other things in this box as well, which you'll see probably in the next episode. So here it is, and yes, it's the Gauge Master Collection Premium Model Railway train set called the Yard Shunter, and as you can see on the front there's a nice picture of an 08, but it's not an 08, it's an 09. And if we have a look at the back of this package, hopefully there will be some information. So indeed there is some information on the back of this packaging. First of all, let's see what we get in the kit. Before, I've not unloaded this. I've not taken this out of the box. It's as it came. So we've got the 09 shunter, which I've seen a real one of these at one of the shows I went to near Helsted. And we get this amount of track, and unbelievably for me, a DC controller and obviously the transformer. And what might be quite helpful is this book from Pico. So we'll have a look at that. So let's have a move over a bit and I'll just show you what's written. So please feel free to freeze this. So although this set has been brought to us by Gauge Master, which I believe is part of Bachmann, of course, we get the best of both worlds because we get some stuff from these manufacturers, and the track from Pico, the 09 I believe from Gauge Master, and I'm assuming, because I'm not sure, the controller from Daypole, but we'll have to see. But it could be Gauge Master. So there we go, shall we? So having opened the box and got rid of some of this polystyrene S's, let's have a look in the box. Now the first thing I notice, on Paul's video, I believe this track was actually in a box, a Pico box, so I don't know what's happened there, but as long as it all works I don't mind. And you might see the cables there, that's to connect using the fish plates. So 5 pieces of straight track and 1 curved. So let's put that to one side. Ooh. The other bit of the puzzle is obviously the controller, and it is quite heavy actually. So I've not had anything like this since I was a kid. Because I did used to do my old train set when I was a kid with a DC controller, but we'll see what this one works like. Hopefully it'll be good. So we'll look at that later on. So although I'm sure we all want to have a look at this Loco, I'm going to put that to one side, but not too far, just over there. And finally, well, finally for the hardware, we have this O-gauge point. Now this is a set track one, and it is a Unifrog. And I've been sort of thinking about all this while I've been waiting for stuff to arrive. So I will do hopefully something on Unifrog. I've got questions, to be honest. And that's actually what it is. I'll tell you what, I'll leave this until we're ready to look at the track together. Because it should be wrapped up in a plastic bag and all that. So it's the details, quite a thin sheet. Let's have a look. There we are, sort of the rudimentary thing. It's quite nice to see some layouts there from the track that we've got. That's a good idea. And yeah, just basic stuff really. So we'll put that to one side, and then finally quite a nice copy of Pico's O-gauge railway model, including the larger scales. So we'll see how we go. So how old this is I don't know. Yeah, doesn't seem to be a date on it as far as I can see. So there we are. So yes, it's quite a nice book actually. So I think the easiest way is to do that, isn't it? So let's get rid of all this foam and I'll come back to you. Well, at least the bag can be recycled, can't it? So with all the packaging in that cupboard, and it is pretty full, God knows where I'm going to find up in the loft to do that, we thought that Acura scale boxes for their double O's were big, but blimey. Anyway, so here's a track. So the next time you'll see me is with it on this top. Now, while I've been waiting, and there's been some delay, so I ordered one package from Rails and the other package from Jadam, or Jadan. I never know how to pronounce it. So the Rails package came, and I ordered them both on the same day, albeit a Sunday. The Rails one came within 2 days, but I've had to wait for this for today, which is Thursday, and it came about midday. But at least I now have it, so I'm pleased about that. So the next thing to see is if it works, isn't it? Now I've kept the polystyrene stuff just in case I've got to go back. You never know, do you? So let's get on and get this laid out. Now, I did go on AnyRail 7 to try and see how it will fit on this top, because as you can see, this is a huge track. I don't think you realise how big O gauge is until you've actually got it in your hand. And we'll see that when we get the 09 out, won't we? So let's sign off for a minute and get this all laid down on the top. So yes, it basically fitted. I skewed it a bit to sort of bring it in at the front edge there, but yeah, it worked. And you might notice the buffers. I'll do something on them in a minute. So with the track laid and powered, it's time to get the loco out. Will it work? Nice quality box, as we've come to expect. So I'm assuming there is some detail pack on the other side, and use loaner's guide, and the roof comes off, I assume, to put a DCC decoder in if you want. Seems weird for me not having to do that or having one already fitted, but there we are. I'll read that later. And we get a 24-month repair warranty, which is good. So let's take this bit of black off, shall we? That's funny. What are the little bits there for? Ah, look, to hold the, I'm assuming, the accessory pack. So they look all right. They're painted as well. Yeah, very nice. So we'll keep them safe. Right, let's take this off. And there we are. Look. Yeah, I know you can't see it. So let's wrap back of this back. And as you can see, it's weathered. Unusual for me, but I'm not averse to it. I've got 10 TTA 00 wagons weathered, haven't I? So let's put the box over there, if it'll stay on. And there we are. Reasonably heavy, I would say. I think Paul did say it was about 760 grams. I don't have a scale to do it, unfortunately. But as you can see how big they are. And I'll just go away a moment. I'll be back in a minute. So I'm back. Let's have a look. That's an 08, admittedly, but the 09s are exactly the same in size and everything. The only thing they had was higher gearing, so they could go faster, I believe. When somebody says it's double the size, you don't, I think, realise what that means until you see it. But yeah, there we are, look. Yeah, great. So, will this work? That's what we want to know, isn't it? So let's get it on the track. I'll do a bit more of a close-up and we'll see if it runs. So here's our controller, and as you can see, that's what's in the box. Yeah, quite nice and neat in the hand. They supplied some cables, I think, to extend it if you needed it. And trying to get the fish plate off of that O gauge track was a pain. So there they are on the end of the track, and I thought I'd extend the wires anyway with my own wire, just so I could put the controller further down, because it is a very short bit of track. But there we are with the old squiggly lead there. So there we are, the 09 on track. So I'm doing it freehand so we can see a bit more. So this does have lights, I believe. Now whether it'll work as well in DC as it does in DCC, I suspect not, but we'll have to see. But yeah, super. I do like the weathering actually, it looks okay. Probably as these would have looked more. And yes, the door does open, and if you, yeah, fingers in the way, if you actually pull it, it will shut, I think, near enough anyway, so it's good. But it would have been nice to be sprung loaded, but there we are. And obviously no NEM couplings on these. Sprung buffers obviously, quite stiff, I would say, quite stiff. So yeah, what do you think? Like it? Yeah, I like that. Let's see if it will run. I'll put it back on the tripod and we'll see if it will run down the track, yes? So I've not run this. This is the first time. Let's see if it works. And as you can see, I put a bit more cable on the connector because that would have been awkward right where those finished, which would be there. So let's go forward and we'll see if I've connected it up the right way. It's moving. A little bit growly. But it does work, and the lights work as well, I can see them. That's 30% power, as Sam's trains like to say. Okay, let's change the point. And I notice with these points they don't have the ugly bit of plastic in between the blades, but perhaps the other older type points have. Right, let's have another go. So let's try a slow crawl. You know I like my locos to run nice and slowly, don't you? So let's see how this one does. So, as this has been my first experience of DC since I was a young lad, it does need to be turned quite a bit to get these O gauge locos moving, I find. There's hardly anything, you know, below about 10 to 15 on the scale. So yeah, what I do like about them is they do stop quite quickly. Dirty track perhaps? Or wheels? But that's pretty good. And that is at about 19%. So nothing up until about then, and it does seem to take a little bit of juice to get it to run. But yeah, that's good. Let's go forward again. You can hear it buzzing. So it seems to need 20 to get it going forwards. Will it go slow if I turn it down, or will it stop? It stops. So, yeah, so that's about it, I think. Although that's okay by me. That is very nice. And this, remember, hasn't been run in. So, as I knew this was going to be over a sheer cliff, I thought it was sensible to get some buffer stops. I'll show you a few photos of the packaging. But I think I've made a boo-boo here. I mean, you know, they're nice and chunky, they look good. Although the stops themselves are not spring loaded, which I think for the price is a bit mean. But these are Continental ones, which I didn't comprehend when I ordered them. The light does light up, as you can see, with the cable. But I would have liked some that, you know, you just connect to the track like I've got on the 00. And the other thing I don't like about them is they only sit over the steeper at the end of the track, which is nice because it means you can use all the track, but equally they don't clip or anything. So what I've done with this other one is I've used some black tack just to hold it on. So let's do that on this one. So just give it a good bit. So all I can assume is, and I need to put it where the little notch is, all I can assume is that you need to glue them on. Well, as the layout is not finalised, I don't think I'm going to do that yet. So, and then we'll just get the wires out of the way and plonk it down over the sleevers, which will probably make a right old mess when you want to get it off. But at least it doesn't fall off. Now, I did run the 09 into this one, and it did move it. But yes, that would need to be a bit more solid in its final combination, if that's the right word. So I did start to run these in, not having read the instructions first, but I was a bit worried, so I did this to make it even more solid, which worked. So there we are, although no, actually we're not, but this is the set that has got me to try O-gauge. I do believe that Gauge Master did do another set quite a few years ago that had I think it had a prairie. I'm not sure whether it was a large prairie or a small prairie, but I seem to remember that, and I did sort of contemplate it at the time, but I didn't do it. I haven't got much room here, and and I have been dabbling on the AnyRail 7 on the computer, which I will show you. I'm now going to turn the power off to this and try and get this edited ready for a video. Depending how long that is, you may have to wait for episode number 2 to see the other bits that I bought, which I have got sitting over there, and in there. So there we go, and if this is too long, that'll be it for this one, and thank you for joining me, and please watch out for my next episode on this. And no, I haven't forgotten the 00. As you saw, I've bought some, or as I'll show you now, I bought some a truck. So for you that are new to my channel, this is my end-to-end on the other side of the conservatory from where I'm running the O's. And yeah, I did want to try and get one of these flatbed trucks, and I've been looking and looking, and luckily I did find one at a show that I've been to. So there it is. Now the red load is a bit, it's supposed to be a tarpaulin, I suppose, but a bit red. So that comes off, it's just sitting on there. And this will look nice with some coal sacks on it, and it's a nice little model, I must admit, and it cost me a £5. Pretty good. I didn't think the big lorry in the coal yard was appropriate really, although it's still there, but I bought a more appropriate track at a rail show that I went to, and I've been to a couple. I'm not filming anymore there, but I did enjoy myself and had a good chat with everybody, which is difficult to do really when you're trying to get a load of film in the camera. So comments please, what do you think? Am I bloody mad as usual? What do you reckon I can do with this? Now this is the set, so the rails were absolutely dead right for my space, and I did actually use if I can get it in shot again, that first one, didn't I? Yeah. As you notice, the point on this is really the wrong way round. It would have been better being a right hand point, I think. But there we are, that's what came with the thing. But it's worked. So, okay everybody, cheers. Until next time. Bye. So in the next video on this, what other stuff have I bought? Have I had problems? Yes. And is DC as basic as you think it is?